Thank you, Peter. My name is Irena Gabrielaitiene, and I'm representing Executive Agency for Small and Medium Enterprises, which is also called EUSEW. It's a body of the European Commission responsible for managing research and innovation programs, and we manage the part of Horizon 2020 dealing with energy and environment. And today I will first present you a helicopter view of our projects dealing with decarbonization and transmission to low carbon economy. And then we will focus on the agenda in this course. And before that, I would like to say a few words about our agency. We are in charge of the whole cycle of the implementation of the projects. To start with, we select we select the best projects with the help of our experts. And then we also involved in the preparation of the grant agreement with the winning proposals. We also involved in monitoring of the projects. And most importantly, we help our projects to exploit and disseminate their results so that later on they can be provided as an input to the policy feedback to policymakers and policy DGs. And that is a very important element. And here I would like to demonstrate a link between our projects and overall policy framework. The overall policy framework focuses on a couple of elements. It focuses on limiting global emissions. It also addresses the effects of the climate change, and it seizes the opportunities of the global transition to low carbon economy. And to do that, in a nutshell, we need to have most recent knowledge. And here, how our projects can contribute. One of the instruments is to collect and gather this knowledge through Horizon 2020 program and from the results of our projects. So this is a very important aspect. Now let's take a look at our here a short overview of the research and innovation projects in the field of decarbonization and low carbon transition. I will start with the projects on the left. Here we have three projects managing technology transitions. So the projects have been asked to address the challenge of planning technological transition in the long term and prioritizing within different sectors and between within sectors and between different sectors. And these projects were funded under the call, part A of the call, pathways towards decarbonization and resilience of European economy in the long term. Under the part B of the same call, we have a project called COP Ripples. The project is focusing on assessing of mitigation efforts in the long term of the climate change. And then under part B of the same call, we have projects. It's an ongoing selection. We will have projects that will work on risks and costs of climate change. And in evaluating the cost of climate change, the projects will work on evaluation economic impacts of mitigation and adaptation actions. So these projects have been financed under the calls of this year and last year, and before that we had a couple of projects from the previous calls. And here we have three projects: CD Links, TransRisk, and Green Win. And these projects are focusing on exploring the links between climate change actions and sustainable development. Okay, a few words now about the projects we have here with us today. We have three projects. The first one is InnoPaths, focusing, a very brief overview, focusing on low carbon pathways in a wide range of sectors, and also focusing on technology innovation. The other project we have is focusing on industry sectors that have been received relatively low attention in the past. And we have another project which is dealing with the impact of users' actions, so the users can see the impact of their actions and decisions. on the emission levels and the EU mitigation targets. And the project have common elements. They also dealing with the social impacts and environmental impacts of decarbonization pathways and strategies. Okay, so now we will have a presentation of the 3 projects. We will invite a representative of these projects that I just mentioned to give a short talk and to address a couple of questions of relevant to our session. We have asked our projects to highlight the importance of the economic and social factors in the decarbonization and technology transition. The projects will also, the representatives of the projects will also talk about decarbonization pathways, how they can be reconciled with our political objectives, so we can strengthen our industry and competitiveness. And the third questions the representatives of the projects will address is they will talk about the risks and opportunities related to the innovation challenge, deployment, financing, and the public acceptance of the technological innovation. On the practical side, you're welcome to post questions and remark online simply by using this Twitter account we have here. You have it also on our agenda, so feel free to post the questions even now as I speak, and then we will address them during our session. If time permits, if not, you will receive an answer later. Okay.